back in the day, we used to, you know how Japanese has the mas and the just like regular form, like ru or su, or the fuck the verbs ended, depending on which one. But then they also have mas ending, which is for polite. Same with like
Yeah,
da
yeah.
and des. Well, we used to have something, we used to have like similar honorific ways to say things, and we just got rid of that. And we also got rid of gender too, grammatical gender, where we have to change, you know, lela,
Yeah, like French.
Oh, yeah, my word. We just don't have that.
Bro, Italians are worse at that. Cause like objects and stuff like they all have genders. So weird.
Yeah, same German, French is like too. I remember we were freaking out. I remember when they were telling us like table is female but pen is male. I don't know if that's like actually true, but I'm just giving an example of what it was like, and it was so disgusting. It really was so disgusting. Just thinking, wait, you actually have to know this. You actually have to know. If you point at something, you actually have to know like that thing, and you actually have to use that. Oh, you can't use a general that like we do. What the fuck? Also, this is something that's really interesting. So there's some like weird things happening. I say weird things happen in Germany. So they don't have day in German. Like they is in, when you say when you see like a coat and you don't know who it belongs to, you go, oh, their coat,
Hmm.
you know.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Like
in
gender neutral, yeah.
yeah, gender neutral pronoun. They don't have that in German. So you have to go his coat. And there are ways people invented on how to say that gender neutrally. They sound really fucking ridiculous from what I hear. And that's just whack. What the fuck? Your language just sucks. You have gender plus you don't even have a third person neutral pronoun. But they also have with genders, they have three genders. They have neuter as well as male female. Oh my word, what the fuck is your language? Your language is so scuffed. So you know what? Our spelling is whack, but English, we're eating good. No gender, no bullshit, no anything.
Bro, like when I was learning about I don't remember when I was doing this, but whenever I learned about like how Japanese people type, like I felt so lucky. Like this shit
How
looks
the
so ass.
fuck do they type? How do they type? I have no idea how they
Oh,
type.
really? Uh, you have to use like it's like it's kind of like autocorrect, but it just like puts in
Oh,
there's like options.
you
I'm just
talking
talking
about
about that.
yeah, okay. Because I don't know if that was just like when you download the Japanese things, you can type it, like it does that, but I thought it was just for us because we're using Roman keyboards and that's why it shows
Nah,
up
that's
like
it's
that.
for them too. Yeah, it's for them too.
Bro, Japanese people are not eating good, man.
I know it looks so ass, man. I'm so glad that was not where I was born. Just typing is so bad, and whenever you're using like the keyboard on your phone, like I've seen them type, and like they got so good at it, where they're just like instantly hitting. You have to like tap it and hold for a second, and like swipe up and down. Like
Nah,
they like optimized that. That's like they got so good at it. It's like fuck, man.
that's illegal. What? Man, add spaces to your language and ditch kanji. Simple. And I actually love I prefer, for me, if it was me, I would just have the whole language in kanji. That's how I'd have to. That's how no hiragana, no nothing, just kanji. Man, I'd just make it like Chinese. Because who likes hiragana? After you learn so many kanji, you're thinking, oh, kanji's is way easier. You look at kanji and say, oh, fuck, thank you, kanji only. Two kanjis next to each other. When you see one kanji on its own, you're like, oh, fuck. One kanji plus a bunch of hiragana at the end? Oh, shit, son, this is going badly today. Verbs are the hardest things to understand in Japanese, I think, just because how many forms they have to describe things. Because they don't have like a I want command in their language. So they do what do you call it? they do the form, they do the Thai form, which means to like verb, like swim, Thai, whatever that oyoku, oyogu, I think oyogu, you'd be oyo, whatever, however it conjugates. I don't actually remember how to conjugate gu endings. Oh my god, that's really annoying. I feel like we don't have annoying things in English, but I think English pretty good language. You live it, you're eating good. Probably not the best. Wait, this what is the easiest language? I am so curious. Wait, does Finnish have gendered nouns? Oh my god, they don't even have personal pronouns. They don't even have any gendered pronouns. What the fuck? There are no articles, neither definite or indefinite. Ooh, wow. It's very interesting. Mm.
Wait, it said that was the easiest. It was Finnish. Is that what
No,
it said?
I
Or was that weird?
was I know because I know Finnish they spell everything the way they say it, which already just sounds Mickey Mouse. English spelling is that's that's like doing a fucking quest. You're climbing a volcano to slay a dragon. And that's what you're doing when you're spelling in English. In Finnish, yeah, it's just exactly the way it's typed or
Yeah,
whatever.
it's
You know
definitely
what
how
I'm
it
trying to
should
say.
be.
And there's no articles. There's no like the or I mean that'd be easy for us because we already do that in English. We have articles, but they don't have articles like the or a I should say. Um, and they don't even have gendered pronouns. They don't have he, she. They just have han apparently. Pretty interesting. And apparently that causes Finnish English learners to just say he for everything. It's pretty funny. I need to. It just reminded me. I my tactic that I figured out for Anki that probably the first person ever to think of it. Um, Probably not, but um, it just adding a bunch of words and just focusing on one reading has improved my maturity rate for words and oh god it's working a little bit too well. I can do a lot of words a day. I think I did a 70 word a day yesterday.
What the hell?
And it just didn't affect me because so many of them are just the same word over and over again that just were a little bit different, and that just reinforces your ability to read that word a lot. But there's some words I learned earlier on where I know what it is, but it takes me a little bit of time to do it. But the ones I've reinforced over just having like a bunch of the same word over and over again, I don't fuck up those readings. And I just thought, oh fuck, I need to just add this word a bunch of times or add all the different versions of this word. It's to walk, Aruku. It's like all the early words I learned at the beginning that I still remember. I need to add those words um to my deck again. Or like the other if there's other versions of the word. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Aruku. Ayumi. Ayumu to walk? I've never seen this version. Yeah, that's a way harder version. So I'm just doing that right now. I'm gonna add that for tomorrow. Because I'm pretty sure that's the only word in my deck that has that reading article. There's no other word, so I've barely read that word, so it's not reinforced off the top of my tongue.
I want to try the you were telling me about a a hearing one for Anki.
Yeah, that
I want to try
probably
that
is
one.
one. I saw one for conjugations, and I was thinking of adding that to my deck after I learn all the forms. Because that sounds really useful. Because I don't immediately identify conjugations because they look quite weird for some of them, especially ones without kanji. And I think that'll get me used to. Hide from Woken. Haruki Tsukare. But yeah, that's what I do, and that's how I can do so many words, because I'm just adding combinations of two different words that I already know. Very easy.
What the hell? I just got a character from Stormlight Archive
Oh yeah.
on Mude Bot in this other server.
Which
Right?
character?
In the Among Us server. Nail.
Mm.
Is that I don't know how to say it. I think it's just Nail.
Yeah, it's no.
It's in this Among Us server they made.
Archaic. Haruki. But the thing is, with my tactic, I've been looking at my word count in terms of the ones I've got to do. Because I'm just adding so many words to my deck. And I'm focusing more on reinforcing the readings I do know. Uh, they're not really going down. It's actually slightly raising. 35, 29. It's been like that for a while, but my learned has just shot up. I've got almost 2k added words to my deck, and I've activated most of them. Actually, no, probably half. Let's see. Okay. Oh, Dragon Quest does like the older games because there's not enough. Oh, that's austerity. Economizing, austerity, same thing. But Dragon Quest does this thing where, because the older games were on. This is actually like the first JRPG pretty much ever, like at least the way it's currently envisioned. And that was back on the NES or the Famicom. And there's just not enough pixels on the screen to display kanji while also displaying the fights. So they just write everything in hiragana. And instead, they do what you call it? They add spaces. But now the later games have added kanji. Sometimes there's a lot of hiragana still in the games, but there's a lot of kanji now too. But they still kept the spaces, so it's really easy to read Dragon Quest. Way easier. It is so nice having the spaces there, man. Man, imagine a Roman coming now and seeing that we have spaces. They're like, what the fuck? Why didn't we think of this? What the fuck?
I didn't know. Like I remember hearing you guys talking about that. I think like you and Frenzy or something, but I didn't know that was why they had spaces. It's pretty cool because they can display the kanji.
Yeah,
It's pretty cool.
because it's too complicated. And it's funny because you can have so Frenzy was saying because there's so many homophones in Japanese, it's not immediately recognizable. Even if there isn't a homophone, it's just not immediately recognizable to me what the word is when I see it in hiragana. Because I don't really remember it off of hearing that well. I remember it off of the kanji. So I have to think a little bit, or sometimes I just have to type the word in the autocorrect, and then the kanji comes up. I'm like, oh, that's what it means. Um, that's probably the benefit of a hearing deck. The hearing deck is that there is no kanji hearing; it's just the sounds. Wow.
Bro, I swear YouTube is getting so bad with this, like this AI stuff.
Oh, what's up?
1 second. No way. I was watching this like football thing. You wouldn't care about it, but anyway, yeah, like when I go on YouTube, I just see like all these AI generated videos, and it's just like AI talking.
Yeah, I've seen those too, and
And
I click off
shorts.
immediately.
It's like so unbearable. It's getting like really bad. I feel like I don't even watch that many shorts or anything, so it's like the small sample size I have of watching them is like 90% AI generated.
Right. Oh, I look up
It's
a
like
history
so
video, and it will just have a what'd you call it? It would just have like an AI video that's just an AI voice playing over a video. Makes me lose my mind. Why is that? But I found one where it's like the guy just using the AI voice, but the video content is actually good, and I'm just thinking, man, I can't watch this because the AI voice is unbearable. But so actually a pretty, it was like a high quality video.
Yeah, I feel like YouTube is like if it keeps going in this direction, it's gonna start losing a lot of personality. Like a lot of creators are just gonna like resort to doing AI. It's easier.
I wouldn't be surprised. I honestly wouldn't be just knowing characters, man. Characters, by the way. I said characters. Knowing the people. I call them characters because they're not even human. I don't consider these people human. Fucking hell, man. Are you
Yeah,
serious?
it's just extra platform. Like
I mean, people actually started doing React content, and that was their niche. Oh my! I
at
wait.
least those have personality. It's like there's something there. I mean, even the people that aren't
No, they're
talking,
soulless.
it, it
Some
it's
some of the ones are
it's not as
awful.
soulless as AI. At least
I'm thinking.
still really
I've seen
bad.
some AI videos. I would never watch the AI video over the reaction, for sure. But man, I gotta have to. I at least respect the AI for having some hustle. You know, you're a computer. You're actually a computer compiling the video. You know what? You have some hustle. Not this fucking reactor just ah. Come on. There was this
Yeah.
one guy that kept getting recommended in my feed, and he just he put the title of the main video that he's reacting to, and it's like historian reacts to, and then whatever the video title is that he's reacting to, and I'm just thinking, man, don't demean me like this. That is fucking disgusting, and I hate it because it's like, oh yeah, but then oh are they really taken away from the viewers or whatever? And it's I don't care. It's like get this off. This is just whack content. I don't care. Should never be allowed. I remember XQC saying something. He was saying that we're changing the landscape of entertainment. Movies used to be going well, still is going to the cinema or watching on whatever website you watch it on. Pirate Bay. No, but he was saying that the future is you watching it on it with a streamer instead of going to the movies or whatever. And
Yeah, it's stupid as hell. that's really like where it goes.
That
It's the same thing we were talking about, where it's like they're gonna get their opinion
oh yeah, that's true.
instead of
That's
putting
another
their own
thing.
opinion.
Just watching it with a streamer and just nah, man, that's not serious. Can't be watching movies like that. You can't be watching movies like that. No way.
Yeah.
And I say that because I just say it from an emotional reason. There's not even any strong evaluation that I've done. To,
What do you think's different than that and like watching like a Let's Play?
that's what I'm saying, right? Yeah. And I like watching Let's Plays.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. It's
I
just
grew up doing that too. Yeah, so
so
but
yeah. It's just like a completely emotional traditionalist argument. Actually, I don't even really give a fuck. Honestly, my emotion just went away immediately. I don't really give a fuck. If that's the future you're watching, I don't think it's gonna be. It's just gonna be. It's not gonna be. You're not gonna be what you gathering around in the living room and then watching a movie and then have XQC there and watching it with it. That's not happening. But that being an alternative and because right now it's just the copyright's an issue that they can't watch the movie because copyright these big firms that own the IP have they have the snipers, the assassins.
Mhm.
Um
There's a workaround that I've seen YMS. I don't know if you know who that is. I've seen him doing it
yeah,
on
no,
Twitch.
that is
Where yeah, he like he has the audio playing, but you can just open like the movie in another tab and
yeah,
then
yeah, I
watch the
know what you
movie in the
mean.
back. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen them before. And I saw one sick one with UFC where the guy watches UFC and then he puts the actual video game, what do you call it, like the stats, like how it would look like in a video game where you got like the I don't know what the fuck that you call it in sports where you see like the score and everything. You put all those and like the EA Sports logo in the corner to make it look like the
Oh.
video game. Oh, that was fucking genius.
That's so
Oh
funny.
my
That's actually
word.
funny.
You can't even A
I
on that
thought you
if
were gonna say. I thought you
yeah.
were gonna say he was like someone was playing the game, like like reenacting like what was going on. But I was like, how the fuck would that work?
That'd be so funny, yeah. Nah, nah, nah. So that's I could see that being a future. I'd never watch a movie like that. The fact I say I never. If there's a movie I watch, I'll definitely watch it like that. Some guys that I like is watching it on stream. Yeah, fuck it. I will watch it with somebody and see what their commentary is. I've already seen that with anime, where somebody watching anime and then I've already seen this and so this is interesting.
Yeah.
But the thing is, right, the disconnect is, and why I don't like it is because the movie is playing itself usually. It's giving you all the content. You're watching it uninterrupted. I just don't think there is a reason for a okay. When you show the full movie, now I've seen the full product of the movie. There's no reason for me to go and watch the movie outside of that. Zero reason. Not that there needs to be a reason, but you've basically destroyed the reason of the original existing by you watching it on your stream. I just don't like
Yeah.
that. I think when you do a video where you're reacting to something, it has to be transformative in a way, for lack of a better term, transformative. You transform the content in a way where it's now essentially a different product to what it was originally. And I just don't think movie views are like that, where you watch the whole movie. And a lot of these story games, I'm just gonna say for Let's Plays, I think a lot. I'm surprised. I wonder, and it's really hard to do an experiment because they're so lax with the standards of people just unless it's on release, they're fairly lax on how much of the game you go through. And there's a lot of games I just won't ever play because I've just seen a Let's Play of them. I just don't feel the need to do it. And a lot of these are story games that don't have compelling gameplay. Let's say for Uncharted, what the fuck is the point of playing Uncharted after you've seen the full game being played? No commentary on YouTube.
Yeah, it's like a puzzle game, story puzzle game.
free IQ puzzle game that is basically a game on rails. Yeah, I'm thinking no reason to play that game after. It's not like Nazi zombies.
I mean, which one? There's like a bunch of different Uncharted. You just mean like the whole series?
The whole series, yeah, basically all of them are fairly on rails in terms of what's happening. The story is
So like same
the
with like The
main
Last
thing.
of Us.
Yeah,
mean,
that's
like,
another one. That's another one where gameplay isn't really adding much. You're basically playing it for the story, and that's it.
Mhm.
And this is the real thing. I really think that they probably shouldn't allow that. You probably should have to actually purchase the game to experience the story. They're probably losing a lot of people. And hey, you know what? That's what you get for making things exclusive, because fuck exclusives. That game's exclusive to the PS4. I don't believe in that. That's nonsense. So get fucked. I'm glad you're losing copies, because what? I would rather watch a Let's Play. I remember watching Let's Play back in the day, back in 2013 or something. Instead of playing the game, because I don't own PlayStation and I never will. That was the time I was getting into PC. So what the fuck would I ever purchase a PlayStation just to play one game? No, fuck that. Watch Let's Play. So, and maybe that's an indictment on some of these games, that they're just so lacking in gameplay that they're basically a movie on rails.
I
mean,
mean, that's
all
kind of the
movies
point
are
of it, of
basically
something like
okay.
Last of Us. It's like supposed to be like that.
I know what's the point of
I
it.
mean, I think
That could be an
is there any like
indictment.
is there any like decision making in that game?
I don't think so. In terms
I
outside of
think
the
that's a
gameplay.
must for a game like that. There needs to be something like decision making at least. Because
Yeah, I
like
don't.
without that, yeah, the game's just like not interesting. It's just
Well,
pretty much
the
just
story is
bullshit, yeah.
interesting. The actual gameplay isn't.
That's what I mean. It's like you need to have some like to make it differentiate from a movie. You need to have like a
Yeah,
decision making element at least, like
yeah, it's just
Until
a movie.
Dawn or something, or like what's that? Detroit Become Human.
Yeah, those are quite different.
Yeah, like they're kind of like movies, but you control what happens.
Yeah.
So I think games need to be more like that,
Hmm.
like
Yeah.
these type of games.
Yeah. They could be. There are a lot of games that just do not know how to make compelling gameplay. They just follow the traditional Hollywood narrative. Narrativization, where it's just, a bunch of action and you play through this, mindless action, and then okay, time for the story to actually continue. And
Because yeah, I think that's actually pretty cool. I think that's one thing that video games has over movies is that you do control what happens. So think think that if they expand on that element more, like it would be really cool actually.
I think gameplay is number one in a video game. That is the most important thing to me, at least. I've always
I
been
mean,
a
it depends
gameplay
on the
first.
game. It for me like it just depends on the game. Like I don't think every game has to.
I think every game
That
has
doesn't have
to.
to be the focus.
I
That
think
doesn't have to be the focus to me.
for me it's 100%, because I'm seeing a lot. I've been watching this guy called Jonathan Blow, and I've just been thinking about the things I've been thinking about previously, where I've been critical about JRPGs for a long time now, for a few years now, where I'm starting to see the truth. And I don't know how the fuck I'm not hearing other people say the truth. When people review a game, right, it'll just be like, okay, they'll sort of, there's a lot of things that are already being assumed. And what I mean by that is, okay, this is a JRPG, and so you're never gonna talk about the JRPG elements of the game you just talk of, all right, let's say the sun goes down at the end of every day. You don't go, oh fuck, the sun went down every day. It's just assumed it's gonna go down, and so it's just, hey, that's life. The sun goes down, right? And this is how the JRPG elements of a video game are treated. It's just part of the game, it just exists like that. It's never something that is ever, it never comes into question. And it's come into question for me. I think it is questionable. I think a lot of this is really questionable. Turn, when I look at a lot of these JRPGs, they have a lot of random encounters, as you know, and so the games will have when you talk about I talk about percentages in terms of how much are you spending doing what in a game? I actually talked about this in Zombies before. I was thinking, Kino's actually kind of Mickey Mouse because a lot of it is just like, well, the hard part is definitely forcing out, but everything else is just nonsense. A lot of it is just downtime. And I was just judging, I was using that to judge, how cool maps are, right? It's like, I really like Darius because there is not, you're not only doing like a million different things, a million more different things on the map, just the nature of the strat, but there is just less downtime on that map. There's still a lot of downtime, just less. And I see that with JRPGs where when you have a bunch of random encounters and you just have a bunch of mobs on your screen, a lot of these battles are just not thought provoking at all. They're just meant to be, okay, let me just kill these guys, and then the leveling up system will be the same thing. It's like the same thing. Let's say Call of Duty, where it's just you get EXP, you reach a certain threshold, and then you're on level 2, level 3, level 4, and your stats increase and then you gain new skills. And that's usually how JRPGs go. 99% of JRPGs are like this. And this never comes into question. And I'm thinking, okay, why does a game need to have, why do monsters exist and why do they attack you in a video game? I don't understand. Like, is this part of the world building? Or why is this the thing? Because a lot of these things are so traditional now. They've been around for 20 years. They're unimpedable. Then no one even questions these things. Okay, why do monsters just roam around? Seriously, that's a question. Why does that need to be in your game to tell the story you're trying to tell? Why does that need to be here? This is pointless and useless and trash. Same thing with random encounters. Why do you level up like this? Why have we still got this rudimentary leveling up system that causes so many problems? Let's say grinding. I have to encounter random monsters because my level is too low for this boss. And think about that, right? Think about this. Imagine in Zombies where you could just level up your gun and then, bypass, having to trade out because your gun's just really strong because you leveled it up a bunch.
I don't have to imagine that.
You don't. It's just bum, right? Because you're bypassing the challenge of something, or just think about like a boss zombie, some whatever. Or just think about, I don't know what games you've played, but just think of a boss in a video game and then just being able to one-shot it because you've leveled up past a certain point. And just that being a thing in a video game is fucking retarded. It is beyond stupid. So why would you have this leveling up system? It is rudimentary. It's something that's been devised since like the 70s, probably earlier. I don't know how where these level up systems come from, but it is not fit for use in 2024. Everyone has seen
I totally agree, yeah.
that these do not work. There are too many exploits. It is very superfluous in terms of, oh, okay, I'm stuck now, and the game expected me to be a higher level, so I just need to encounter a bunch of random mobs where I'm not using my brain. And I look down on that in terms of you need to be using your brain when you're playing a video game. You can't just switch your brain off and press a bunch of keys while you're looking at on another screen. That's why I think co-ops are a little bit bum in Zombies, where sometimes one guy's just not doing anything, and it's just like, I think that's a bum. That's why I can never play him.
Really?
And
even in like Darius Erupt?
Oh, Darius is fucking
Darius'
sick.
co-op is amazing, and I think
I love
Verux co-op's really good.
Right, I've not played Verux co-op or seen it.
Might be the most fun trap strat in Zombies.
Right.
Like that strat TP.
Right, Darius co-op though, the things that both players have they're imperative to how that strat works, so key, and they're doing crazy. It's just so fun playing. I love playing that co-op.
I wish more people played Remix, because I think Verux co-op on Remix might be even better than Darius. It's like very similar actually, because it's a trade strat, because you have the WAF, and both players are like super active always. You're killing the zombies with the traps, mid trading, and like both are like hoarding up.
That's how it should be.
It's like really fucking cool. It's so good. Me and Galactic played it to like around 90 something, and we lost the gameplay. I don't know what happened, but yeah, that strat is like the most fun strat in Zombies to me.
And so when you're not using your brain, when you look at the no trap trade maps where you like one guy holds the horde while the other guy just spams the box, I'm just thinking that's bomb. You're not putting a lot of thought into what you're doing.
Yeah.
You're just running the world around like a brain dead cunt while the other guy gets to hit the box unimpeded. That's a
Yeah.
bum. So
No, I agree, and I think communication's like a huge thing, which is like I feel like in something like Dries or in Direct or Direct Remix, like you always have to be communicating what's going on, like between
100%.
merge or whatever. It's like
Yeah.
constant communication. I think co-ops are really cool whenever they're like that.
And so I say that with these video games, traditional level up systems, sometimes you get behind levels, so you have to grind up. That's nonsense. That's just wasting my
Yeah.
time. That doesn't. I'm not problem solving, and so that shouldn't be in the game, and that's not fit for use. But the thing is that no one's writing this in reviews. No one's talking this. This is just considered a fact of life, even though it's not. These video game creators can change their game to address these 2 decades old issues, if not even longer, maybe 3 decades worth of issues that still exist, and they're not talked about anymore. So no one has an impetus to change this bullshit, and that's why I say gameplay is really important to me because of this. Because a lot of story games, right, will be, oh, this game has a really good story. That's type. What does your gameplay look like? Because if it looks like that, because JRPG games are really story based, people will tell me, oh, this game's really good. Look at the story. Okay, how about your gameplay? And it's just me doing a bunch of random encounters, and then that's just not fun. And the gameplay is just brain dead because a lot of turn-based RPGs are brain dead. The ones aren't actually really fun. There are some high IQ turn-based RPGs that really get you to test your skill, but there's not that many of them. A lot of them are brain dead, and can be easily exploited with nonsense because they're not super well thought out. And so yeah, that is whack to me. I think gameplay needs to. You can just have a game that has no gameplay. Okay, you're basically a movie. That's fine, right? But what I'm talking about is gameplay needs to be. If you've got gameplay in your game, it needs to be well thought out. It can't just be thrown in there to
Yeah.
be called a game, even though it's just meant to be, when you're more focused on other things. And you see something that comes up, which is there's a ludonarrative dissonance, which means the gameplay is not matching up to the actual the way the characters are acting or the way they would act. So let's say I'm playing some cool story game where I'm playing as this guy that's he's like very morally upright, like some doctor guy, but it's also a first person shooter where I'm going around and killing people, in between the story parts where it's being some moral man. Those two things don't connect to each other. don't There's a massive dissonance there. Why the fuck is this game a first person shooter? Why did it need to be a first person shooter? Well, I'll tell you the practical reason. It's because that's one of the most popular genres, so you make it a first person shooter, but it doesn't coincide with the story, and so you've completely ruined your story because you've not thought out your gameplay well. You just put a type of gameplay into your game so you can have your game be considered game. That's bullshit. I don't like
No,
that.
I can agree with that. Yeah. And I want to say like the leveling up system. I think there's some like really cool leveling up systems. Like Fallout, for example. Like I really like how it is in that game because it's not like you're getting. I mean, you kind of are getting stronger, but it's like in different ways. It's not like
Hmm.
you can't do anything without having those levels. It just changes like the way you play it a little bit, I guess.
Right.
I think it could even be better than that, or like I think Disco Elysium had a really good leveling system
Oh,
with
100%.
like
Yeah.
dialogue and stuff. I love that. It's definitely one of my favorites. But just leveling up systems that kind of change the way like you interact with the game instead of um like I
Just
don't
like
know.
stats increasing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
other than just that, yeah, it's just I think that's way cooler.
Oh yeah, that's a Fallout and Souls work similar where you level up individual stats, and so you have particular builds that you do. So you can be really weak in one area, and that's just how the game works. So there's a lot of strategy in terms of picking out what you need in terms of what's going to be good for your weapons and all that. I like Disco Elysium. I think Disco Elysium might be one of my favorite, if not my favorite, because you are leveling. Your guy's got amnesia, and you're basically heightening different parts of your personality, and that will change the way change the way you interact through extra dialogue options or your character noticing different things, which opens up different avenues to interact with that person. That is sick. That's really good, and there is a um resonance there in terms of the way the level up system works and the way the game works. I have amnesia, okay? So there's a bunch of different elements of me that are weak, you know, and I'm building my character up, right? From the ground, basically, because that's how amnesia works. And I'm building my character in the particular ways I want to focus on that character. Oh, okay, I want to be empathetic, so I'll, you know, put some stats into empathy, but also I want to be quite, you know, I want to hide my intelligence, so I want to be analytical, you know, put up my, you know, analytical skills up. That's sick. That makes sense. That yeah, for someone to sort of have a new identity, they don't remember their name, they don't remember, you know, who they were as a person, and so they are creating a new identity for themselves. So they do get to pick and choose, you know, what they want to focus on in terms of like who do they want to be, right? That's cool. That makes sense. It makes so much sense for what the game is, and you just don't see that a lot with games really thinking basic elements of progression and tying that to what's actually happening in the game. Oh wow, you know, connecting to two different the two different things. Because when they do that, it's really cool and it really works. And it's usually really fun to work with. It's fun to work with Disco Elysium stats. Um, because of the fun voices they give to his subconscious. Where he's thinking sometimes he thinks of some really funny things. I thought the one cool thing was when you, I think it was a physical instrument or something. I don't remember the stat. It was one of the red stats,
Yeah.
and there's this one poster, and they were doing. It's in what do you call it? The fallen down business district or whatever.
Yeah, the one with the weights. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. And yeah, that's when I leveled up my physical instrument so I can lift up the weight. And it turns out I used to be a gym teacher. And there's this one poster that one of the previous businesses used to be a barber for androgynous haircuts, and your physical instrument gets offended by that because you know it has your physical instrument is like tied to your masculinity, and so it gets, you know, the androgynous haircut just, you know, hurts your character's you know, sense of masculinity. I thought that was really cool. That was really tight because not only are they, you know, physical instrument is, you know, meant to be physical instruments, but they all have their own personalities. They all come from a certain something, you know, like someone going to lift weights, right? You know, some, like, let's say like some gym bro that's like jacked or something. They might be super jacked because, you know, that's, you know, it heightens their sense of masculinity. Same thing with someone, let's say someone does let's say with another stat, you know, for example, someone is I don't know, like something can be tied to something else that you wouldn't you know, immediately see as maybe electrochemistry. That one um that one is pretty drug focused, and I don't know if I can't think of any examples off the top of my head where it has something like that, where your stat also is tied to something else or has like a very different identity. Oh, there's actually one, but you haven't got to that point in the game yet that I just thought of. But I really like that. They have their own personalities. They're all tied into something.
Mhm.
That's cool, and I think
Yeah, I like whenever like hearing them communicate with you, and just given like a what's it called, encyclopedia. Um, no,
mhm.
I like all of them.
But
Yeah,
encyclopedia
it's
isn't
really cool
just
that they did that.
encyclopedia. It's the things that you would know, that
Hmm.
that your character did know. It's not just he just knows everything. And that's just a general
Yeah,
encyclopedia stat that he just draws information from, you know, the encyclopedia that he just has in his brain somewhere. Like, no, it's this is the stuff he knows, and you're just tuning this up a little bit. You're focusing on this aspect of yourself, and so that's heightened, and so you're getting
right,
stuff
and
that your character would know from his past. That's cool. I like that.
yeah, yeah, I love the. What's your favorite leveling up system then? If that's not it, 'cause that's
Uh,
definitely one of mine. but
Alright, hold on. Let me
haven't
let
played
me
a lot
let,
of games.
let me go on backlog and see. Popular with friends: Skyland, Trap Team, Omori, Death Note, Killer Within. Latest from friends: Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator, Yezi, Cars, Yezi, Kick the Buddy, Yezi,
Ours? Wait,
EXE.
Kick the Buddy. I used to play that on my phone. I was like 8.
Yeah, I was gonna say that looks like a phone game. Needy Streamer
He played that?
Overload,
Why did he even put that? What? It's so
EXE,
random.
Omori, EXE. Huh. Alright.
Man, I might start playing Disco again tonight. Kind of in the mood for it right now.
Yeah, so you need to do that.
I wanted to just like wait and then just like finish it all in one sitting when I did play it again. I'll probably do that soon.
Right.
Probably tonight even. Today and tomorrow.
I was gonna say zombies, but there is none in zombies, and that's what I like about it.
Well,
Like
there is one, so you getting better.
huh?
Technically. So
Yeah, that's
there
what I'm
is
saying,
something.
right? Yeah. Which is every game in
I mean,
existence.
those are the best. I mean, yeah, technically it's every game.
Um,
Well, unless you're playing one like you said, where you have to level up your actual stuff to beat the boss or whatever.
yeah, but you still can use strategy to win on low levels. Just
Sometimes not. To be honest, probably like, I don't know. Like some of
most
those
of these
JRPG
games,
games. I
and
don't know.
most of these games you can. There are tactics. I actually like watching speedruns because
Yeah, I guess actually.
so there's this one boss where there's two leveling up systems in Dragon Quest 6, and in the speedrun, the way the second one works is you get a class, and this class starts on 0 or just like 1 star, and you have to get it to 8 stars, and you have to just kill a bunch of mobs, but they need to be good enough for what your regular level is. Because if they're not good enough, you won't gain any experience. Because what they want you to do is fight mobs that are actually difficult, or at least at your level. And so they want to keep it low for the speed run. Their level low for the speed run until they get to this point where they get the classes. But the thing is, the second hardest boss in the game is before you get the classes. So you have to keep your level low for this boss, and this boss is a back-to-back boss fight, 2 in a row, because it's like a super story boss or whatever. And they have to fight this boss on low levels, and the way it's like super RNG too, which is super fucked, but the way they'll use cool tactics to beat bosses on low level on lower levels. I mean, you can't be level like 5 or something and beat the boss. You can't be that low. Okay, I submit that. Probably you can't be that low, but you can be quite a bit lower than what you should be at. And what you should be at, the fight should still be, one of the hardest fights in the series. So they're fighting 5 levels lower than the normal, and they're doing bits. I like watching speedruns for that reason because they'll play the game in a way that you just wouldn't even think to play. And so you can do it. But yeah, I know what you mean. There's sort of a limit to what you can do in a level up system. After a certain point, you can't overcome the odds,
Yeah.
If you're dying in like a
Which
one
sucks.
hit, and it's a turn-based game where they will get a turn and they will hit you. It's like, whatever will I do? So, yeah, I'm a bum. It's super bum. Okay, hold on. Let me
You
go
know what
on
game
games.
actually kind of we give a lot of shit, but I think it actually has a cool leveling system.
Yeah, go
Is
on.
like the 2K games, like those games. It's
All
like
right,
an
you
alright
go.
one, I think. Because I didn't really play this mode much. Again, whenever I played this type of games, I only played the My League mode where you like manage a team. Like you pretty much take over like a manager's position in the NBA and like you make trades and stuff. But the like the My Player mode where you basically make a player, you can like make him whatever you want. You can like change his build, like his height and stuff. Um, but whenever you're playing as the character, the more you play, like the more I guess I don't know if it's like skill points or what, but you can like pretty much level up certain parts of his game to make him better in like certain aspects.
Mm-hmm.
So like you make like his 3-point shooting better, his like layups better, his like ability to set screens. And if you like neglect certain parts, like he's just gonna be way worse at that. So I think that's like pretty cool. But it's kind of just like a product of its like environment, I guess. Since there's already like basketball, I guess. I don't know how to explain that, but
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's like a pretty cool leveling system. Because it's kind of how it works in real life, where it's if you practice like certain things, like if you practice 3-point shooting, you're gonna get better at it, but you're kind of neglecting other parts
Mm-hmm.
of your game, I guess. So
Mm-hmm. Alright. Um, Fear and Hunger is a turn-based RPG that has no leveling up system.
I didn't even know it was a turn-based game.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
turn-based game. There's no leveling up. Every mob is just different. Like, every mob is basically a fight that you need to take with seriousness. Because there is no leveling up system, and when you die, it's permadeath, and you can lose the limbs, which will lose, make you lose the ability to do, things that you need both hands. Um, you can also lose both your hands and your legs. If you lose both your legs, you start crawling, so you can't run away from anything. And some of the things in this game are you want to be able to run away from. And basically, the game is over once you lose both your legs, or it just slows down to a crawl. It's unbearable playing like that. Um, There's basically nothing you can do when you lose your arm. Like, it's just is very much permanent. And so every enemy that you fight, you have to know how to defeat it. There's different limbs that you have to attack, and it's basically a knowledge check on, okay, what you're gonna attack, um, and understanding how much damage you're gonna do with certain weapons that you find around. So it's an exploring game. So if you find guns, you can like blow their legs out, and that'll make their head easier. Usually the head, just like on humans, if you get a headshot, that's gonna kill them. So you can apply logic, like just standard logic that you would have in real life. Like, yeah, maybe going for the head is good. There's some guys that just don't give a fuck about you hitting the head. So yeah, it's a knowledge check, and you have to be very cautious in everything that you do, and you can play very safe in that game, which is encouraged. It's a tight game, and I like that. I like how everything requires thought. There is no dumb random encounters or anything like that. The encounters are very they require a lot of thought. Um, just looking at my list now, I just dump
Is
like
that
I have
both of them or just the second one?
both. Second one is way better though. Hmm.
What do you think of visual novels?
I've not played them. I don't think I've played a single one.
I think I have either. Oh, actually, Doki Doki Literature Club.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
was
the
gonna
only
say
one.
I swear you played that. Mm.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm that interested in them.
They're too anime based for me to care about, and they're usually just about nonsense.
It's
Like,
more for me. It's more just like it's kind of like the Last of Us thing, where it's just story. You don't really have that much impact a lot of the time. I mean, you can change the route, I guess, but it's the little things don't matter. Like the little dialogue stuff doesn't really matter.
right.
It'd have to be a game where like every detail matters for me to actually want to play it.
Hmm. I can't even find a game that has a level up system outside of traditional 1, 2, 3, 4 nonsense. Huh. Yeah, that's why it's such a big critique, huh? Hmm. Can't be. I just must have missed it or something. So just play a lot of games that just don't have the level up systems. Tunic has some of not a traditional level up system. It's not even really a level up system at all. You just find it's basically an in-game game manual that will tell you certain things that you can do, like your controls and everything. And so there are things that you can do at the beginning of the game that you never realized you could do because you just didn't know the controls of the game. And so a lot of the game is knowledge checks of, oh, you could go to this place at the beginning, but you didn't know because you didn't have that information. So it's a game where it looks super, oh, I can only do this. But you could do more things if you just experimented with all your controls and everything.
Mm.
Very, very interesting game. What the fuck is that? I guess in Counter Strike, money, money. You
Yeah.
do well, you get money, and then you spend it on better weapons that will give you a higher chance of winning. But if you lose, no,
It's so good
lose
because you're
multiple times.
rewarded for knowing that the opponent's economy. If you keep track of their economy, you can be like, oh, I'm gonna buy a shotgun this round or like an SMG instead.
Yeah.
Farm them, get more money.
Yeah. I like those progression systems. It's just sort kind of similar in fighting games, meter, where you get a meter for doing better than your opponent, and then you can spend it on attacks that do more damage. And so, especially in the older games, um, some of the newer games have gotten really cringe with the way it works. They're called comeback mechanics, um, where they'll add another bar that only increases when you get hit. So if you're shit, it's basically like getting. It's like having a separate economy on top of your regular CS economy, and like will also allow you to buy other like laser beam weapons and all that sort of nonsense. That would just be really dumb. It would just completely break the game and how it works.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, some of these newer games have worked like that. Completely philosophically disagree.
Like what? Which game?
Street Fighter 4 did that. Same with Street Fighter 5. They have a separate meter system, and you can do these like nuke attacks. Um,
Yeah.
dumb, don't like that. The fact that the guy that's doing well doesn't have access to that is so dumb. Like he should just put you into the fucking ground if he had if he had access to that. That's dumb. Shouldn't be a thing. So most games don't do that, but especially the older games are very austere. If you're just getting fucked, you just won't even ever build enough meter to even have access to a super, let alone be able to use it, because you can't just use them in like some of the sort of media, not like super old, but kind of older games. And ever since these games, even in until the new games, um, supers, which is when your bar fills to the max, they're super punishable. So you can't just let them out and then have them do anything. So you actually have to know how to use them, and usually it's called confirming into it. So you hit somebody and then you can cancel that move into the or not really cancel, but they'll be vulnerable, like they'll be call it they'll be minus, but it'll be like they'll be recovering, and so you can use your super move in time before they recover, and it will basically look like you're just canceling the move because it happens very quickly and you have basically only a few frames to do the input, for the super. Um, you have to know that when you did the attack, the actual guy got hit and then used the move. If it's an actual one of those types of supers, which are like standard supers, which will be you have to confirm into them usually. They're called like hit confirm supers. If your supers work like that, they're fairly difficult to use if you're actually trying to use them with 100% efficiency. Sometimes you can just throw them out, but they're probably never going to hit, and you're just going to hit them on block and they'll punish you. So you have to really know what you're doing to use this system. And I really like that progression system. You get a really good move after you do really well, but you have to also be really good to be able to use these moves. That's the TLDR of it. I like that.
Yeah.
Don't like any of this nonsense of combat mechanics or anything, or just a Mickey Mouse leveling up system where, anyone can do well in. It should be only for the best. Just thinking of Mario Kart, some guy in the back just gets, crazy items and can do crazy things to the game. Thing is, I actually kind of like Mario Kart. Um, I can't think of or find any games that have a progression system. Huh. I don't think Binding of Isaac has one outside of just unlocking more items that you can find. Oh, sorry, Nintendogs. Yeah, it's got my favorite progression system, Nintendogs.
What the fuck is that?
Oh, you don't know what that is? It's the
No.
dog game on DS where you just play with a dog. That was such a sick game. Never played it, never owned it. So I would want to play with a dog on a DS. I want to kill monsters. That's what I want to do.
Did you ever play what was this game called? Like Lego Battles on the DS?
Lego Battles? I don't think
Yeah.
so. Doesn't even sound very familiar to me. I don't think I
Yeah, it's
played.
called that.
I remember getting Lego Indiana Jones 2 on sale for the DS. I already 100%ed it on console, Xbox. And the DS version was way different, and I was just thinking, I don't think I can play this because it's way worse than the actual retail game, the standard game.
Dude, a lot of the DS games are so garbage. I remember I bought Club Penguin on the DS thinking it was like the normal game because I used to love Club Penguin.
Yeah,
And it was like the most whack shit I've ever played. Like it was so stupid. I didn't
yeah.
even know what the point of the game was. Yeah, all the Call of Duty games, I would just buy like the name brand games that I liked already, even though
Oh,
like I knew they weren't
really?
gonna be as good. So I bought all the Call of Duty games like Black Ops, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3. I bought all those games, and then I would just go in multiplayer and like a solo lobby and just run around and shoot the walls. Cause like I was wondering like why is nobody here? But the DS is like I guess I didn't know how to connect to like the internet on DS, or like
Mm.
maybe just no one was playing. I don't know, but I would just run around in multiplayer by myself and shoot walls. I think
Hmm.
I was that. Just do random shit like that.
Game is.
Man, the zombies. I don't know if you ever played the Black Ops 1 on DS with the zombies mode, but
I've seen it.
that's like the hardest zombies I've ever played. It's like way too difficult.
Hmm.
I remember me like being fucking like 7 or 8, just couldn't even get past round 7,
Typical.
and I doubt that a lot of people now would even be able to do the same. You just get one hit by all the zombies. The guns are dog shit. The doors cost like 10 grand for some reason, so you're just sitting in the first room,
Oh,
just
what?
trying to make points. Yeah, like it's crazy. And then the box is like 2,000 something, and then it gives you like you don't even get the option to not take the gun. It just instantly gives it to you. And I think you only have like one or two. I don't know if you have 2 weapon slots. I think you do. But yeah, you can just get fucked and get like a garbage weapon. I don't think there's any wonder weapons. And yeah, and I think on facility there's dogs, and I think they one hit you too. And those rounds were insanely difficult. I don't even know if I ever beat a dog round on that. I would just hope to get them on round 7. Like I would be like, hopefully I don't get them early.
Lego Star Wars the video game had Darth Vader in the back, but he's not even in the game. Actually, he probably is in the game, but he's not a what'd you call it? You don't play episode 4, 5, and 6, the original trilogy. It's only the sequel. Well, sorry, prequels. Which is really funny because Darth Vader basically has nothing to do with the game, and yet he's the biggest thing in the actual cover of the game. Fairly stupid, I would say. Lego Harry Potter was probably my favorite.
I think I played that one. I think I played all the other ones. Like the Indiana Jones, Batman, Star Wars. I don't think I played Harry Potter.
Oh, you didn't play Harry Potter?
No.
What? That one was the best one. I don't know if it's because I know Hogwarts, but running around Hogwarts, I think it's the customizability too. It's just like seeing Harry Potter as a kid and then having the customizability in terms of spells. Because not only would your character just have, a set of attributes that or a set of abilities that they could do, they would also have the that would be expanded in the different spells that you could pick out, which were really cool. That was really cool. It was a more expansive character design. And the way the Lego Batman would work is that you just have you could do you would have to go into the little circles that would have the suits. You could have like the one that walks on metal walls and whatever the other ones are, I don't remember. And that's how you would that's how you'd get different abilities, but that you'd only play as Batman and Robin throughout the whole game. You can unlock Nightwing, but that's just like that's just Robin, but the same. It's just the same as Robin. It doesn't mean anything. Not a super big fan of that, because there are other characters that you can unlock in the game and not incorporating them into the story. Not good. Not it's not that interesting. I'm not gonna lie. Played it with my mom, it was cool. That was one of the reviews. Never liked this one as a kid, abandoned on the 360. Oh, okay. Bunch of 2 Spanish guys.
I just realized this, but I've been staring at this like Lego Fortnite Brick Life thing while we've been talking at Epic Games Open. I was just looking at this. Like, what the fuck is this Lego Fortnite Brick Life? Make new friends, explore the sites, land your dream job, move into your new home in Lego Fortnite Brick Life. What the fuck? Is this like Fortnite roleplay? Lego roleplay?
Tell me.
It's Agent Jonesy. Driving
I
on a
don't know.
motorcycle.
I have no idea who that is.
Dank. You don't know Dank?
No, I don't know. No, I was actually gonna tell you. He messaged me when we were talking.
Oh, really? What'd he say?
Suspended license, no plates or registration, expired dealer tag. I'm not stopping for police. I'm running. He sent me that all like one line. No, sorry, all on separate lines. It sounds really cryptic. But I was thinking, fuck. I'm slacking. I've just had perpetual headaches. for the past week. Maybe I was doing Japanese all day. Probably shouldn't be doing that.
Jesus Christ.
Probably shouldn't be doing that because oh my god, I thought my bike had got another puncture. I was about to kill myself. Actually, almost lost my mind, but it didn't. It didn't get a puncture. And basically my bike has had problems getting a bunch of punctures, and so oh okay, I'll have to repair the bike, and the weathers were just weathers nice. The weather was just shit, utter shit. There was a crazy storm that lasted for 3 days. There was just wind. It was really windy, and a week before it was the same thing for 2 days, and then oh my god, there was like tree. There was a tree that just completely fell over on a road, just completely blocking the road
Jesus.
after the wind. Yeah, and then after that, because there was a bunch of splinters everywhere, I got the puncture, so I had to repair my bike, and so I didn't cycle for a few days. And then also during that, the weather just got also really shit again, so I missed so many days. Usually I do the least bike rides I will do in a week is 5. I think I had 2 last week. My word.
That's how it's been recently for me too, though. Like it's been raining every day. I haven't been able to walk as much. I mean, sometimes I'll still go walk in the rain with like a hoodie on or like a rain jacket or something. But yeah, it's just been really, it's raining every day. Like I don't know what's going on. Constantly foggy. But yeah, that sucks with your bike.
Yeah. And yeah, I was just doing Japanese instead. That's how I was able to get my word count up a lot. I'm on 4379 learned words, which is well, I say learned words. As I already said, a lot of those words are the same words, just a little bit different. Um, Actually, some of them can have quite different nuances, but a lot of them are just the same word. I'm just getting used to the reading, so I don't actually know 4,379 words, but it's something like that. And doing that is great. I like that. But what I do, right, because I don't use the generated cards that they give me a day. I don't use the algorithm whatever. I just I have to look up the words myself, and so I just thought when I'm doing the when I'm doing the words and I get a word that a character that I can't recall immediately because I haven't had a lot of experience with that word or that character, sorry, or the kanji, whatever you want to call it. I just open it up on G-Show, and then select on you can click on the kanji when you're on the word, and you can make it so like select words with this kanji in. I just had a bunch of those in my deck. That's how I operate. So I have maybe depending on how well I did that day, I'll have 5 tabs open of just 5 to I think today I had a bunch. 10 tabs open of just words I've not focused on before that are streaks that have just ended, and so I just had a bunch to my deck, and that takes time because I'm doing more cards, so it is a little bit more time consuming. Even though it's easier to do the cards, I have to add the cards manually to myself and have to check if they're in my deck. Yeah, just too time consuming. And then I do the reading. Just sitting there reading. Fuck.
Oh wow. Yeah.
What gives people like Asmongold the confidence to talk or something to talk so confidently about something they know nothing about? Why is this hard for them to just admit they don't know something? Because it's just audience feedback. Audience likes what you say, so you keep saying the same thing. I mean, really, at the end of the day, he's doing the same thing Trump is doing, which is the same thing the reporters are doing, which is the same thing that he's doing, which is the same thing that the audience is doing, right? We have a vibe. The vibe is like, I guess the vibe is basically whatever Trump wants it to be. So Trump has like a vibe, like square clouds are hurting America. And then he'll go on Joe Rogan, and Joe Rogan's like, really? And Joe Rogan's like, there's a lot of different clouds, and square ones are definitely the worst. And Joe Rogan's like, okay. And then he'll go to a reporter, and the reporter will be like, you said this about square clouds, and there's no evidence for that. Trumps like, wrong. There's lots of evidence that the square clouds are hurting us. And I'm like,
Actually, didn't do my Anki
and
today. I
then
need to
Twitter
do that.
are now posting
I'm gonna be right back. Though. I'm gonna get a water. I said I
Okay.
didn't do my Anki today. I need to do that actually.
And people like, people see this, and then they watch an interview with Trump,
I'll be
where
right
Trump brings up the square clouds, and Trump has talked about the square clouds. Nobody in the podcast circuit has pushed back about the square clouds. Maybe even a square cloud scientist is now being quoted by everybody. The reporters won't push back on the square cloud thing. All the people on social media are talking about square clouds, so they ask, like, yeah, I mean square clouds, and that's it. It's like it's the whole cycle of it's like the human centipede, except it's connected at the head and asshole from the first and third person as well.
Doing incredible right now. We just had Persona 3 Reload, Shin Megami Tensei 5, and Metaphor V Fantasio. And despite all that, people are still wondering, when are we going to get Persona 6? Thanks to an interview from Tommy 2 and translated and posted here by Persona Central, we have a brand new update on the Persona series where we talk about the future, the development process, the reason that so many of the protagonists are male. Kind of a touchy subject, so guys, go ahead and hit that subscribe button because we've got some major updates. If you are a fan of the Persona series, you are going to be very interested in everything that is said today. And also, I'd like to remind you that we are giving away another free game this month thanks to our sponsor, Instant Gaming. Please just click the link in the pinned comments or the description below, and all you have to do is hit the participate button, and you are entered to win. Shout out to last month's winner, Dante Rage, who won a free copy of Metaphor V Fantasio. Instant Gaming gets their code from authorized code resellers and gives you a price that is way better than their official storefronts. For example, you can pre-order Final Fantasy VII Rebirth through them for $42. Now, if you go over to the Steam page, it's $49. These are games that you are literally going to buy anyways, so why not just pay less for them? And with Instant Gaming, you can do exactly that. So starting off here, they talk about the turning point of the Persona series, and they say that sales doubled from 2020 to 2024 because of an increased demand of people staying home during the COVID-19 pandemic, as well as the series' overseas expansion. Now, this is true. I got my chance to play Persona 5 Royal during the 2020 lockdown. Honestly, the pandemic and the lockdown was the perfect time to kind of get into the series because these games are so long and so massive. And yeah, when you had nothing else to do, playing a life sim that made you feel like you were actually going outside, it felt pretty good. Of course, it's not just Persona. A lot of game series actually saw a tremendous amount of development during the pandemic as people were staying in more, they were streaming more, and people were simply more engaged with video games overall. But the good news is, the lasting effect is that a lot of people who got into those series during the pandemic, during lockdown, are probably going to stay interested in those games they probably wouldn't have otherwise checked out. And so for series like Persona, that probably means a sense of lasting growth. They then continue by saying, Matsuyama points out that Atlas was late in releasing games worldwide to multiple platforms, including PC. Wada says they had their hands full making a single platform version to release domestically. However, because they were admittedly behind in overseas development and Steam releases, the expectations from users grew, which also led to explosive sales when it did happen. Yeah, I feel like anyone could have seen this one coming a mile away. Persona has definitely developed traction in the West. It has been developing that traction for a long time now. The only thing that was holding it back was that the games were not releasing simultaneously worldwide, and they simply weren't available on enough platforms. These are two things that Atlas has finally addressed, and when you know it, their games are selling tremendously more. So hopefully this ends up becoming something that they can continue to make room for, because I think that this is kind of become the future of pretty much all video games. There used to be like a discrepancy between when a Japanese release would happen and then when a Western release would happen. And for a lot of Japanese companies, you know, going back to the PlayStation 1 era, the PlayStation 2 era, this could sometimes last a span of 6 to 12 months. Honestly, even 18 months or longer on the higher end. But now a lot of JRPG studios realize that they prioritize these global releases. They tend to sell more. You know, the game isn't spoiled for half the people in the West because they released so much later than it did in Japan. I'm the type of guy who couldn't even wait for his favorite Japanese game series to get a proper English localization. I would literally import them and play them in Japanese because I was so impatient, and thankfully I don't have to do that anymore. In fact, really, the only people that are still doing that probably at this point are Valcom fans who unfortunately they still have the big sort of gap between the Japanese release and the localization. Continuing onward, Wada states that the reason the Persona series concerts exist is because of Persona Music Live at Velvet Room in Akasaka Blitz from 2008 for the anime Trinity Soul. At the concert,
I'm back.
says, might not have been subsequent live concerts. According to the key
Two?
for the Persona series growth are the following: Persona 5 Royal's release receiving critical acclaim, support for multiple platforms including PC, active participation in the digital markets, worldwide expansion through simultaneous releases in 15 languages.
When you see Kiku
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's only written in hiragana, like 70 different things that could mean. Fuck. Yeah, what were you gonna say?
Yeah, I was gonna ask. You were talking about EXE earlier, and you were saying like the problems with OG Fortnite. What was he saying?
He was saying they didn't add Siphon. They kept it faithful, and so it just sucks to play without Siphon, and he doesn't like the loot pool either. The two things he complained about.
I don't even think Siphon's in the base game, is it?
I have no idea. He asked me to play today. I didn't. I
It
didn't
wasn't in the
respond.
base game when I was playing with Dank,
Right.
so I don't think it's even in the base game.
It's interesting. And Siphon mats. Oh my word!
I think they
Imagine.
need to take the sprinting shit out.
Right.
It makes the storm like way less. I guess not as scary as it used to be. Like you used to have
Right.
to actually plan out the game around the storm, like way more now. It doesn't really matter as much because you can outrun it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you weren't paying attention, like just die to it.
I don't know. I remember we had trouble with the storm, and Dank had to pray. You remember that when I was telling him, "Hey, you need to pray."
I mean, yeah, yeah. I'm talking like early game though. This is, I mean, it's always gonna happen late game anyway. But I'm saying like,
No, that was early game. That was fairly early. That was like maybe like early to mid. Oh my god,
was
that was
it
so
always? Was that the
funny.
game where we went down to the desert and like I was on my own and you guys were like above me? Or was no, that was a different one.
I remember there
don't
was one where
remember.
we dropped in the little town in the desert, and then we'd get fucked up by
Yeah,
the
yeah.
storm.
That's what we were thinking about. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, I think he was on
Oh
some
yeah, I
left
was
side
like,
of the
yeah,
map
this
or something.
this is like a hot drop, right? I was saying that, and like no one was there, but like two guys.
Yeah, no one drops that. I
Dude,
think at
I'm
one
telling you, though,
point
back
there was.
then, like there was
Mhm.
like it was like a hidden tilted. There was like 40 people that would go there,
Right.
but I don't know. I think we just got unlucky.
Oh my god.
But
Dad, you
anyway,
need
that
to
that map was like
play.
bigger too, so it's like way more scary without the sprint. Yeah, I kind of like that, but I don't know. I like the loot pool. I don't think
I
I don't
don't
think
like.
you need to have like 100 guns in the game.
It's not about that. It's the utils. Like the blues,
Oh, the
the
use
mini
yeah, okay.
blues.
I don't I don't know. I don't mind that. I don't mind it just being big shields.
Yeah, when you're a tryhard like him, the nuances start adding up. Hard enough
I
purple
do think there
mats.
should be more utils, but that's about it.
Hard enough purple mats. You mean purple mats? There's only three types. Oh no, that the new purple aura ones. Like EVs, like combination and transformation with the cube queen and um fucking the banana guy.
The thing is, like,
Oh, they had a
the way
new
I'm looking at it
POI.
though. What? Really?
Yeah, ancient Jonesy got a town named after him, Jonestown.
Nice. Nice.
Jonestown, bruv.
I was gonna say though with the minis, it's like that doesn't really matter to me because everyone doesn't have minis. It's not like you're at a disadvantage. You know, like people are complaining about that. Like there's not enough shields, but I don't know. It's because late game it is really bare bones. Like everyone just has bandages to heal with, unless you like stacked up early game and didn't get any get into many fights. Like you didn't get in any fights. No one really has shields
One
late
guy
game,
has
so it's kind
full
of just like an even
shield.
playing field.
One guy has full shield mats, purple scars, and I'm sitting there with ha! I'm sitting there with nothing. Nah, these guys have shit. Some of these guys got loot and I don't. You remember that one game we're in the bushes in the trees? Ah, I don't know what the
You're
locations are
right.
called.
Right. No, I mean like it'll happen. Sometimes you're just gonna have to take fights that people have like shield and you don't, but
That sucks. I just want everyone to be equal. Everyone has shields.
I mean that's never gonna happen in a game like Fortnite, unfortunately. So I just think it's a
More
shit game in
likely if
general.
there's more opportunities to get blues. Old Fortnite just isn't that great.
Disagree.
I know you would.
I don't.
We need new Fortnite.
Fortnite's garbage. What do you mean you have fucking AI running around?
Oh yeah,
It's just so
on the old
stupid.
map. That's what I'm saying. Okay, maybe not scoped
Oh.
guns. I'm not into that.
Well, I mean season 2. That's whenever you get like minis and stuff.
Yeah, but I like the idea of
I
Siphon.
think
That's not in.
I
Yeah, that
wouldn't
sounds
mind
whack.
it, to be honest. I wouldn't mind it, especially because they have like some of these newer mechanics in there anyway. It's like kind of whack already, so yeah, I wouldn't mind Siphon. But I do like the resource management part of the game, which doesn't really matter that much in this season because there really just isn't that much loot to begin with. So
Resource management, my ass. You just get full pieced on some, buy some tryhard. Ah,
there should just be more insta use like shield that are just instantly
yeah, the
usable.
splash
Like,
pods,
that's what it
yeah.
should be. I love those.
Yeah, those are.
Wish there was more stuff like that because
You know what loophole I like? I like the loophole that when we played the tilted, whatever, I don't know
oh
what.
no, hell no.
That
I mean,
loophole was
overall,
sick.
it was cool for what it was, but if you had that in the base, if you had all that stuff in the base game, it's just too much, too extra. All the guns and shit.
Too good.
The guns, I'm just thinking about the guns, bro. There was like fucking thermal scoped, see-through walls, snipers and shit. Like,
Yes.
what was
Shotgun.
that one? There was like one I kept picking up that was just like a. What was it? It was like so weird. I don't know, but anyways, those were like just way too OP. I really
Yeah.
like the guns in this season, in this OG4. Like, I just think think the gun pull is perfect.
I don't like these OG guns
Almost.
that much.
Really, why?
I think they had a different vision for the guns before and after. It seems like they took more inspiration from modern guns later on, and you can see that in the build of the guns. You know, they have more scopes and shit. I'm not really into the scopes, so the ones without the scopes, I think, just look better in general, but also play well. I like the way they play. Feel good, feel smooth. I don't like the way the AR is, the burst AR. It looks like something from Rust. The way it shoots, nah, I'm not into that. I want my
I
FAMAS.
think the burst AR is garbage, but I just think everything else is good. And like, it's minimal, and it's the pump, the tack. You have different play styles you can choose from. And I don't know. It's really minimal, and I like that. Feels like Fortnite. Doesn't feel like extra. You don't have like DMRs and shit. It's just
Yeah, give my
got too
DMRs.
extra. Too extra.
Tilted Zone Wars. If he gave me that loophole, I'm good.
So
I'm doing well.
garbage. I would never play that.
I know.
Like there was the other. What's the? I'm trying to think. There's like a few other guns that were just like weird. I don't even know why they were in that mode. But yeah, I just like using like the pumps and stuff and the like the M16 AR and the snipers. I really like the loophole in terms of the guns right now. But I don't know. I don't think Fortnite's that good of a game. So like if you're gonna play this game and play it competitively and take it seriously, like I don't know what the fuck you're doing with your life, to be honest. Like it's actually kind of sad.
Jesus.
That's why. I don't know.
You need to mug EXE off like that.
I used to watch Action Man a lot, and he would just constantly say he'd play the game all day, and like he's obviously like a really big streamer, so he made money. But he would just go in and like just call everyone out for that. It's like, what the fuck are you doing with your life? Like a lot of these people are like early 20s, mid 20s, just playing this fucking game, like thinking they're gonna be like top tier player or something.
Wait, they think they're gonna be top tier players? No
Yeah.
way. Well, actually, it's a pretty big game, so yeah, probably some people like that. We're
A
just
lot of them,
playing
that's
well.
Actually, that was actually a really big thing.
We're just playing the game well. Yeah, I'm not hating on that. Now, if you're an EXE, the guy is pretty good at Fortnite.
Yeah, but EXE doesn't play the game that much, and
I know,
there are
that's what
people
I'm
that
saying.
spend like all day playing this shit,
So
taking it seriously, and it's just like, what are you doing?
That's what I'm saying,
Like,
right?
this game-
EXE built up the skill to get good, and he doesn't need to play all the time. Like, you can be good without, or I guess it wouldn't be competitive, but you know what I mean, like competitive zombie players. Some of these guys not playing all day. Maybe they've occasionally played over the years now, still, you know, fairly good players. Maybe not the top echelon, but I'd say EXE is, yeah, one of those where it's like probably, you know, not the best of the best, but you know, is exhibiting some. If he's going in the game, he's destroying everything that's even in existence.
I'm not even sure if he's like top 5%, to be honest. Like I don't know. I
What?
think there's a lot of players in that game that are super try hard, even more so than him. I don't view EXE as someone who even plays the game. Like I didn't even know he's taking
Not
it
top
seriously at all.
5%. That's insane. There's so many people that play Fortnite. He's definitely the top 5%.
Okay, well, yeah, I guess, but I'm just giving a random number out. It's not like that really matters.
Right.
I just think there's way more people that take it way more seriously than him.
Oh
Play
yeah,
all
for
day
sure.
and stuff. He's not one of these guys that play all day. He plays like way too many different games too. Like these people are only playing Fortnite.
I know, yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, that's why I say he's not in the top echelon, you know, but
Yeah.
he's good enough to, you know, be still considered very good at his crafts. You know, you're a solid Fortnite player at that point.
Yeah, I just
Being
think
good at
there's like way better
Fortnite-
games to take seriously if you're gonna play a game like this. It's just not.
It's a lot of problems with Fortnite, yeah.
just like the battle royale thing in general. I'm just not a big fan of in terms of competitive play. It's
Right.
not supposed to be played like that, I think.
Yeah, just like zombies, bro. It's like any game ever, it's not meant to be played like that. I would never use that as a metric. It would just be how good is it comparatively instead of was it meant to, because that would just be following what the developers want about the game and what the
I'm
developers
just saying
have.
it feels like battle royale games in general are not. It feels like they're not supposed to. I'm not talking about like a game specifically. I'm just saying like this mode. It just feels like a not. It doesn't feel like a good competitive mode.
Right. I think
Like
it definitely.
it's not like a fair sport. Like it's not. You're not on like equal playing grounds to everyone. Every game's just too sporadic, like random.
Oh yeah,
Sporadic.
I know. There's some major problems with the way battle royale games create, especially Fortnite rarities. Oh my, Bloom.
So that's what I meant, right? Like I just mean it feels like these type of games are more supposed to be
It's
just.
not these type of games. It's specifically Fortnite added a bunch of dumb nonsense to their game specifically because they've experimented with removing them to narrow the skill gap in the game, which is dumb and bunk. But that doesn't mean there isn't a skill gap in the game and that you can't get very good. It's like saying competitive poker is stupid, dumb, and not meant to be because there's a lot of RNG in the game. But yet the best players still win consistently. Just like in Fortnite, you will still be able to overcome skill. Just like in Zombies too. Even that game is
Yeah,
so
definitely.
not in your favor, and yet the best players will still be that be defined. It won't just be luck of the draw. So, I mean, yeah, I agree with you that it's not mathematical pinpoint accuracy, but you can still become one of the best, or the best, and consistently be good at your craft in the Super
thing
RNG
is-
game.
Yeah, the thing is though, it's just I'm looking at zombies in a different lane. It's a solo game. You can play it like a bunch, restart and stuff. But Fortnite is like this. It's
then waste
one
a bunch of
match you're
time.
thrown into. Yeah, it's a time waster for sure. But it's a solo thing, right? Fortnite is directly competitive. It's like you're one person versus 99 different people, pretty much. And you're thrown into one match, and it's just like totally not equal. Like you're not on an equal playing field to
Same with
anybody.
poker.
Yeah, and I agree with you on that. I think that's a good point. But yeah, I mean, stuff like that. I don't know. I think there's better things you can get into.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, but I wouldn't blame someone for just happening to like Fortnite, because I definitely think there are very interesting aspects that game only provides. The building is fairly specific to it, and I guess there's probably Fortnite knockoffs that have completely improved the game, and that's the folly of nonsense. People follow the tribe and where the players are. And so if no one's playing bomb Fortnite, you know what I mean? Where no one plays it. I wish people played bomb Fortnite. That'd be cool. I'd be super down with bomb Fortnite where only the best players are playing, right? And the super tryhards are playing. But you know what I mean, right? People just follow the leadership of other people. That's why you get fashion trends. Do you remember that trend? I remember the Supreme trend where people were wearing overpriced shirts that have the Supreme logo on it because it conveys something. That was nonsense,
Remember
man.
that very well.
Yeah, same. I remember my
Brother was
friend.
one of those people.
Oh yeah. I think that's nonsense. There's a lot of nonsense, unserious people, and I think most people are very unserious and nonsense. They will follow the tribe. That's why achievement hunters exist. I think that's a nonsense. Discipline. It's you following what the devs told you to do. Doesn't that sound like the most nonsense thing? Why would I not play the game in the way that's the most interesting? Why would I play whatever the developer like through a developer's checkbox. That's fucking bullshit. You know, you just people just
Yeah,
follow and follow the leadership of someone else or where the crowd is, and they will limit and that will limit everything, right? Because now Fortnite Fortnite is so obviously a flawed game, at least from a competitive standpoint, but there will never be, you know, a Fortnite that is a fan created that fixed everything, you know, or a small developer team that, you know, had their own take on Fortnite that, you know, had bloom, you can change the shoulder side for a keybind or whatever. Fix all this nonsense,
You
know,
mean
that
no
would never be
bloom?
a thing. Huh?
You mean Noble?
Yeah, fog bloom and just have recoil patterns and everything, you know, like
You said
CS.
a game with bloom, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, you know what I mean. You should have, yeah, recoil patterns that you master and learn. It should be, you know, if it's a competitive game, fuck the rarities. That's nonsense. Maybe even make it like Halo, where everything is fixed, where you know the best places to get things. Like all the loot is the same. I don't know. You'd have to try that out, and that's the thing, right? That's if people didn't follow where the most players were, but people followed what the best product was. Well, you could actually get something good, right? Think about it. A bunch of people could experiment with a bunch of different ideas because people would just go, oh, you know, there's a better game here, that was better mechanics, and I'll go and play that. And then you'll get a bunch of experimentation, but you don't really get that. People don't really experiment. It's usually massive changes. You know, PUBG and Fortnite aren't really in the same, they're both battle royale games, but they don't play the same way. The skills aren't transferable. And that's what I'm saying in terms of there isn't anything where it's like, okay, slight small changes where one game company made a very similar game. And then people go, oh, well, new Fortnite, let's try this. It sounds like it could be better. No, that's not.
You're saying that doesn't happen?
Yeah, for the most part, it doesn't.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of the
it happened
time
with zombies with that one game, the Skur Ritual or whatever. But I mean, I don't know if that's
how many years did it take for someone to make a zombies game and then people to go to it?
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Long time.
I say go to it, play it a little bit, and then still stick with the main series. Absolutely nonsense. And just think about it like this. I don't know if you've ever had the idea, but you've been unsatisfied with an app, right?
Mhm.
And then you thought, oh, well, you know, why doesn't anyone, you know, make an app, but they, you know, fix, you know, this small and that small issue, and then release it? Well, yeah, well, why doesn't anyone do that? It's because these apps never take off. There's no incentive for anyone to go on it because a lot of these are just social media apps usually, and so they rely on there being a existing user base, and nobody flocks to it. People will just stick on the main one. Nonsense.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I think the worst part about that too, or like one of the worst parts is like the terms of service. You're kind of forced to always agree to the terms of service for those
Mm.
apps because you can't like use an alternative because again it's like a social media thing. Everyone's on that app, so it's kind of like a monopoly in a way. I think that kind of sucks. I don't know what you think about that, but that's something I've been thinking about recently.
Right. What about the terms of service? Do you know, like?
Oh, I'm just saying like the fact that you kind of have to agree to it to use the
Play the
app,
game or
or
the
like do
app,
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, like use the phone. Like if you buy like an iPhone and then you don't agree with the terms of service, you're like, oh, that's stupid. You kind of just wasted your money on a phone.
Mm.
You probably have to send it back or something. But yeah, you can't. There's not like a whole lot of alternatives you can have a lot of the time. I mean, you can buy a different phone, I guess, in that case, but sometimes there's like no alternative. So I think that kind of sucks too. I mean, it's more just like a problem. I don't know like how big of a problem it is right now, but in the future, like it could be a problem. I think.
You already know why.
Fuck does that say? Oh, that's the name of the fucking enemy. Ah, that's sorry. That means. Does that mean sand? Sus. Cause sus. That's gotta mean sand. Scorpion. Oh, okay. That's a Naruto
That
character.
makes sense.
That
Scorpion.
makes sense. Yeah. Fucking Naruto character. Usually written with kana alone. Wow, I really wonder why. It's a really complicated kanji. Holy shit. There's actually a lot of that where this.
How-
What?
I was gonna say, how often do you get the like kanji right before seeing it?
What would you mean by that? How long do I?
Does that ever happen?
What? The kanji right? What do you mean the kanji right before seeing it?
Like, do you ever like guess it right? Like, how often does that happen?
Oh, you mean when I only see it with kana alone?
No, I just mean like with the kanji. Like, do you ever like guess the meaning right? Like, how often does that happen?
Oh, you mean the word I don't know?
Yeah, yeah.
Um, a lot actually. Because I think my we did that today already. But it has to be the kanji. If it's just the kana, I can't do it off of kana alone and
Yeah.
guess what the word means.
So
If
you
it's
just
like a
know like a lot of
new
the
unknown
particles
word.
now.
What'd you say?
I said you know a lot of like the particles now.
Oh yeah, I'm
Figured.
very, very familiar with the particles. They're very easy to read to me, for me. I don't struggle with any. It's just the nonsense. It's just the forms. Once I learn the forms, I'm honestly just gonna start playing a game. Probably, I might see the Pokemon. I might try Dragon Quest 4 because that's a very short game. Fuck is Neteki? That's probably value. Neteki. Mm. Okay, Atai, sorry.
I'm gonna be right back. I got dinner.
Okay. What? Kitai, Kitai na, Kitai. What? No, what? I don't know what Kitai is. Atai. Expected value. Wait, I just added this to my deck. No, I didn't. Why did I never add this? There again? What the fuck is shoot again? Shoot again. Shoot again. Probably is shoots again. Shoots again. Appearance. Arrival. And I have this in my deck, but I've never activated it. Weird.
Yeah, I'm gonna be back in like 15 minutes, and then I'm gonna go eat real quick.